We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Raul on Facebook. Raul wants a new subwoofer to replace an 8-inch Denon sub that he's using right now. He'd love to get a giant SVS or HSU or Power Sound audio sub since he's dealing with 6,500 cubic feet. That would be big if we hadn't already dealt with a 30,000 cubic foot room. This
Right.
podcast already. 6,500 sounds kind of reasonable at this point. But his budget is strictly limited. He needs something that he can buy in Mexico. Right. I remember this question coming in over the emails. He's basically looking in the $100 US price. $100?
I mean, if you look up all of the ones that
range.
he's listed for in the US, they're all around $100.
All right. He's putting together a list of what he's found so far, pretty much all of them being in the 10-inch models. So he's got the Boston Acoustics CS sub 10.2, 10.2, 10II, I guess. A couple of Yamaha models that are 10 inches as well. One of them's 50 watts. Polk Audio
6,500 cubic feet.
Yeah, PSW 10, Dayton Audio Sub 1000, Acoustic Audio, CSPS 10C. There's an 8-inch model for mono price and a 10-inch model for mono price. Can we offer any guidance or suggestions?
Yeah,
I'd suggest saving up more money. Is that an option? Can we suggest that? Is that a bad thing to say? Because that's the $100 price range, dude, is, and believe me, I want you to know I am coming at you from a place of I have totally been there before.
Absolutely.
I have bought a $100 sub, and let me tell you something about that $100 sub. To this day, I hate that sub more than I have hated any piece of audio equipment, because there was nothing it could do that I did not hate. It did not add anything good to my system. I just was resentful of the fact that I had spent $100 on a sub that literally did not do anything to help the sound in my room.
I mean, to me, this is a little bit. So remember, we had that listener from India who was in quite a similar situation. Right. Honestly, I mean, for this price range, I don't know. I mean, out of these options, I would pick the Dayton. All right. If these are the only ones you have access to, I would pick the Dayton. Yeah. So I'll give you that much out of this list. If you've got some time and you can research a little more, they're not going to be at this price range. They're going to be more expensive. But Velodyne and Klipsch both offer nice, capable subwoofers. They're not going to fill 6,500 cubic feet, but he already knows that and accepts that. That's okay. But Velodyne and Klipsch, they're available pretty much worldwide. I'm certain you can find both of those brands in Mexico. They're not going to be as low priced as these options, but they have certainly less expensive than like the SVSs or the HSUs, importing an HSU or something like that. Definitely less expensive than that and more capable than any of the ones on this list. So I would urge you to look at what you can find from Klipsch and Velodyne. If it's still too expensive and you're just like, I gotta get something better than this Denon that came from a home theater in a box, I would go for the Dayton out of this list. That's my suggestion.
I'm going to be dead honest with you, dude. There's really nothing on this list that's going to be significantly better than the Denon that you've got.
Right. I mean, all of them are going to get gobbled up by 6,500 cubic feet.
Well, and that's what it comes down to.
Inevitable.
It's just, and I don't want you to go from a terrible subwoofer to a slightly less terrible subwoofer and be out $100. I love Boston Acoustics. I like that company.
Sure.
This sub is probably not going to be their sub here is not going to be any better than the one that you got from this Denon.
Yeah.
Save up. Velodyne is a good suggestion. You can get a lot of sub for a little bit of money from them if you go with their entry level stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
something like their Impact 10, also a 10-inch sub, but it's not at this price range. It's more expensive than any of these. So, I mean, I really don't want you to feel like we're trying to put you down or something like that, because that is not. We're trying to get you value for your money. We don't want to see you spend what you have on something that is going to leave you totally wanting, because what is the point of that?
Yeah.
Right. To me, that's not
the news you want to hear. And believe me, dude, I was in the same boat. I was like, how can I live in this house with no subwoofer? The other thing to do, and this is what you can do to pass the time while you're saving money, is whatever your version of Craigslist is there, or eBay or whatever.
Right.
Keep your eyes open, because they come around. They do. They come around, and you can find a decent sub for probably this money, which would be better. And I mean, if you probably won't have time to ask us about it, though, you can email Rob and say urgent, and he will probably answer you right away. I can't promise that. I mean, you could do it to me as well, and I might answer it as well. But I mean, just like some general principle, 10, 12-inch sub, 253, 500 watt amplifier, something with ports, if at all possible. Just sort of like, if you see like a 50 watt amplifier, 100 watt amplifier, 150 watt amplifier on something, it's just not going to do it. You don't even have to look any further than that. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
Klipsch, Velodyne, and Yamo as well. Yamo is actually part of the same company.
Right.
So if you keep an eye out for those three brands on classified ads, basically Craigslist and that.
Yeah.
If you come across something that could be worth hopping on.
Yeah. Sorry, man. We really wish we could help you, but
but we want you to get good value. That's where we're coming from.
This is taking good money and basically wasting it on something that you're not going to be happy with, and I can't in good conscience let you do that. Not without me saying something about it. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.